There's a little tiny bit of rubber on here. Not much. And then right next to it, dirt. Pretty dirty road. So we'll see what happens. Well, me and the boys took a trip down to Mexico, and we're gonna do some testing. It's a pretty rough road, but apparently a lot of guys test here, so we'll see what happens. They come to this road when they need a bad surface to test on, and it's pretty bad. So we're gonna see what happens, and hopefully everything goes well. And the first test, I'm only gonna go like probably to my camera just to get some data and just make sure, you know, stuff's kind of working. I'm not gonna do a full pass right here. I'm just gonna kind of do a launch, see what it does. Okay, guys? Just so you know. So you're not like, what the fuck? What's that?
Had a lot of wheel spin, but it traveled pretty quick.
So how do we feel about the first pass?
I mean, it wasn't awesome, but see how dirty the road was? All the dust kicking on it?
Oh yeah, I felt it.
But I'm gonna look at the data. I mean, the truck felt good. Like, I don't think anything weird's going on. We'll look at the data and see if the boost controller's working or anything. There are also new tires where they probably need like 2 burnouts to actually get broke in, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, it did a little shimmy, but it actually stayed pretty straight. Relative. What do you have for springs?
I've got all my springs.
No, I'm talking about for wastegates for now.
What's in it?
Yeah.
The lightest one. It's like 5 or 6 pounds.
Huh.
So it must have a boost leak if it's making only 3 pounds of boost. It was 3 pounds. It should have had 63 to 65 psi, and it was only 55 because I forgot to turn the other pump on. But their fuel was still good. It was just a short dip. Had I held it out, it probably would have went lean. So, but we gotta look over the truck and see if we can find where our boost is going. Yeah, one of these. I guess if one of these lines is leaking, it could be a boost leak because it's coming from there. Yeah, but it wouldn't be that big of a burst.
For it to be dropping 2 or 3 pounds, it wouldn't have to be pretty big.
Yeah. All right.
You might be right. It might be something with a traction bar because it did basically the same thing. Do another burnout?
Went a full 8, but it was moving around.
Oh yeah, you could
I was
tell.
only probably part throttle for half the run, then I finally matted it, and I was like, oh, this is getting sketchy.
Oh yeah, you're picking up dust the whole way.
I was doing this the whole way.
Throw the fan on.
But I, like, literally, because I was just nervous, I didn't have it full throttle. And then I realized it and I put it full throttle. I was just getting a feel of it and it was skating around. Let's see what it did though.
Want to see this?
Did you fast forward? Oh, I was gonna say you got to fast forward.
That's pretty good, but
It's got a lot of wheel speed.
draggy wasn't connected.
That was a good one too.
Yeah, it was. It felt really
hard
good.
on, like it left hard.
God, that
Now
sucks.
we can run it back. I'll lap it.
Oh man, that one felt good too.
I got a video of your differential doing.
We should probably make sure those weights are tight, because like how lead squishes,
Yeah.
they might come loose. Because I wrenched on them pretty hard, but it kept just kind of squishing. Might need to just get under there and check, make sure they're tight still. Not right now, but yeah.
Yeah, eventually.
The draggy wasn't connected. And that was like the best run. That's crazy. Kicking rocks at you. That's pretty sick view though.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of shaking.
I was like trying to see what the differential was doing. I'm gonna have to slow it down even more. It looked like
It's pretty solid.
pretty solid, but that could be an issue too.
Need to do something to get it, yeah, to quit.
It didn't flow to the
It's going, it's driving to the right, so it's pushing the front to the left. God damn it! I'm so pissed that the draggy didn't work. The George. So pissed that the draggy didn't work. Cool down a little bit. You want to try and adjust that? Put more through that on that side? Huh?
What happened? How'd that one feel?
It was faster.
It looked faster.
I gotta look at the data log to see what the boost was, but it was, so it picked up 2/10.
Did it feel like it kept pulling at the top end, or?
Nah, it kind of leveled out. I don't think it's making much boost, but I mean we're going 4 pounds of boost. Like if we add another pound of boost to it, we'll be good.
All right, so we're back from testing in the garage here. We got the truck home and everything. All in all, I think things went pretty well. There's a few things that still need to work out, kind of figure out. I mean, you guys saw how much dirt and dust was coming up off of that road when I was making a pass. Based on the condition of the road, it went pretty well. The numbers that we were running on the draggy were not super fast, but they were respectable, we'll say. They were kind of in the ballpark of where we need to be somewhat competitive, and I think we can make it faster. So the very first pass, just did that little quick almost like a dry hop. You know, it's a 60 foot just to make sure the trans brake was working, make sure the two-step was working, it was going to come up on boost and everything like that, which it did. It worked fine. So we came back, looked at the data. Luckily, it was a short pass because I had forgot to turn on the second fuel pump. Eventually, I want to make it wired so that it comes on with boost and I don't have to think about it. But for right now, I have it just on a toggle switch. So I just have to remember to turn it on. When I street drive it, I usually just run on the single pump, and then I turn the second one on for actually making a pass. Notice that the fuel pressure was dropping once it got into boost, and luckily for the short little pass that it was at, it didn't do anything. It only had low fuel pressure for like half a second. I also noticed that the boost wasn't quite where I thought it was going to be. It was only making about 3.5 to 4 pounds of boost on that little 60 foot hit, whereas on the trans brake it was making like 5. So there for a minute we thought I might have a boost leak, and we looked the truck over and couldn't find anything, and so we just said, well, let's make a full pass and see what it does. Maybe it just didn't have time to build boost or something like that. So we make the first full pass, and it felt fast, but I didn't think it was making any more boost. So we came back, looked at the data log, and sure enough, it was the most it made was like 4.5 pounds of boost. So obviously the boost controller's not working because I had the CO2 turned on and I was commanding about 12 pounds of boost, I think. While I was looking at the data, I noticed that the boost controller's not working. It's doing something weird. It's opening the vent solenoid to 100%. It's not commanding any pressure to the wastegates. So there was something wrong with the boost controller, and it was just basically on wastegate. And it seemed like the boost was a little bit lower than I'm used to on these springs, and I think that just is due to this 6.0 being a little bit more displacement, that these turbos might be on the small side for this size of an engine, and I think there's just more back pressure acting on the valve, so just equating to a lower boost pressure than they were with the 5.3. I don't think there's a leak anywhere, so it's just basically these turbos are somewhat restrictive for this size of an engine, so there's more pressure on the valve acting on it, so it's going to open a little bit sooner. The wastegate priority is really good the way I have it set up, so it's just going to be a lower boost rating for this spring, which is okay once I get the boost controller working. And we ended up figuring that out tonight after we unloaded the truck and went over everything. I figured it out. Basically, there was no trigger set up in the Holley to start the boost versus time. It's based on a time, so as soon as I turn the key on, it'd start counting, and obviously it had no way to know start the boost control. So now I have it set up to where I let off the trans brake, it starts counting, and it does its thing. But anyways, went into the next full pass, and it was kind of sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of skating all over the place. Felt like it was really loose out there. So kind of took it easy, half throttle, maybe 3/4 of the throttle, and I lifted once and then I got back into it. And that pass was decent. It wasn't anything spectacular. We turned it around, we cooled it down, and I lowered the launch RPM a little bit because I noticed that, we were getting a lot of wheel spin. We also don't have as much weight in the back as we need. We only put about half of what I have available back there just to see what it would do. And so we need to add a little bit more weight to the back, but we didn't have any of that out there with us. So I lowered the launch RPM to see if I could get it to work a little bit better. Still had a lot of wheel speed, but the 60 foot actually improved. The one pass forgot to connect a draggy, so I didn't have any data on that, but the one after that, the 60 foot actually improved and actually ran the best number that it ever has on the street, and only on 4.5 pounds of boost. So that right there has me feeling pretty good. It's already faster than it's ever been on the street with a third of the boost that it had with the 5.3. So that's something to look forward to. We're gonna go out and test one more time before this race. I probably won't film that one because it's gonna be basically the same thing as this video, just over again. And hopefully you only have to make like 1 or 2 hits, and then I think we'll be good to go. I've shared the data with a few of the local street racers here, and for where we were, the conditions of the road and stuff, it's right up there with all the competitive cars. So I have a really good feeling going into this race, and I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry I'm not sharing any times or anything like that, but you know, you never know who's watching these videos. It might be the competition out there trying to get an edge on it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, hopefully you guys watched the video. If you made it this far and you're not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps me out tremendously. Share it with your friends, hit the like button, leave a comment, all that kind of stuff. Just helps the algorithm push my videos up to the top so more people can see them. And the more that people see them, you know, the more revenue the channel makes, and the more that I can keep messing with this truck and providing you guys videos. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna get inside and hit the hay. Gotta get up and go to work early in the morning. So we'll see you guys later, and thanks for watching.